Hi, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Yes, I know I'm out of the bed. Ooh. I decided I got the approval to sit up, so we're sitting up for this video. We'll see how many videos I can tape while sitting up, and we're going to try doing it a bit more. Okay. Videos. Let's get ready. It was supposed to be ready, but current blood sugar. We're at 7.9. Okay? I didn't give that much insulin earlier. By no means. This is just, I was trying to give myself my morning dose of insulin, and it wasn't going through. It kept coming up saying that my line was blocked, my tubing was blocked, so I eventually just had to replace it. So I went up a bit because I was without my insulin, and we're kind of ready to start our video. Today's blood sugar, or not blood sugar, time and range, we're looking pretty damn good here. We're at 97%, 3% above. That's an acceptable range, because 4 or higher we really start worrying. 3 above 10 is something we can work with. We're at 7.5 average sugar in millimoles per deciliter. For those of you, again, in America, it will be times that by 18. I will actually insert a picture of the calculation at the end of this video. Today, I want to talk about this stuff, tubing. But we're going to take another look at it and do that. I wish it was proprietary, or was not proprietary. I wish it wasn't that. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, what is proprietary supplies? Well, proprietary, now I can say the word, is supplies which are designed to go with one specific brand of pump. And I really kind of was thinking about this a bit, that I wish you could go shopping for different types of supplies. I understand where the pump companies are coming from, in that they want to offer more sales for them, which, I mean, it's a rightful thing to do. So we need to worry about that. They need to worry about it. They need to worry about their profits. It would be great that if they gave away all the pumps and all the supplies you needed, but it's just not gonna happen. And I'll tell you a story. Recently, the Medtronic pump discontinued making the meal. Now, the meal was kind of what I liked, and it came with its own little inserter. The inserter was part of the design. they introduced the Mio Advanced, which I'm using currently because this is still a new pump and I'm using their supplies they gave me. But soon that's going to end, and I'm going to need to have more of, to use a new, for me, a new quick set insertion device, which comes with an insertion tool. When I first started using it, I don't know what type of insertion device or tubing I was using, but I had an inserter and used it for years, and then went on a business trip and lost it, and I did not have a backup. I was able to order another one, and maybe we'll have to wait and see. The problem is, well, Mike, why don't you just go and utilize the new ones? Well, with my disability, I'm covered with the province. And the province will have certain guidelines, and they approved the old meal, and when they brought in the new advanced meal, it was approved originally, but then came back and they reversed their decision, stating that the old meal was cheaper, so they went with the cheaper option. Okay, governments are looking at their fine lines, companies are looking at their fine lines. A lot of times, the patient is left out in the cold. The Mio has a counterpart with, what is the pump name? I think it's the T-Slim pump. They have almost identical design. I don't know if this part fits the same, but all their pumps are different, and it has to be different because of patents and everything. So we can't interchange. I think in some cases interchanging would work. I would like to have it so you could get generic ones that you could use. Maybe add an adapter to your pump. I don't know. But I do like the idea of having a cartridge with the needle or the tubing all ready to go, and you insert it into your body, and then now having the insertion device is greener. It's a better product to have. So we really need to take a look and say, I wonder if things are going to be better in that aspect. So, but right now, it's kind of a wish dream. They've sent me, because of the changeover and me having to go to a quick set, they gave away an insertion device. I would just have to go through and make sure I have this insertion device. I'm going to have to watch the videos, learn, but I had to do that with the Mio Advanced. I find the Mio Advanced quite comfortable. It's a good tubing system for me. My blood sugars have been better, controlled. And I don't know if that's the insertion device. But I have noticed that it's probably the area I'm putting in has maybe got some scarred tissue, and with the advance, I'm getting blockage. I think I can probably put it in my leg. The only problem is it can get dirty quite easily. Like I said, the pump companies can lose, I guess, millions of dollars if other companies can take over and people decide they like the pump and they're utilizing that. Right now I'm left with having to use the quicksand, and I have to wait until my province decides that they're going to cover the Mio Advanced, which I'm hoping every time I'm going to order, I'm going to keep saying, has the province approved it? Because right now, the province has to apply. We have to apply to the province to get coverage each time we buy. And they no longer have to go through a drugstore, the pump company, and our province has reached an agreement where they can direct charge. Before, it used to be where people would have to go and get their supplies from a drugstore in BC. Sorry, my arm was twitching there. So there's always these little roadblocks. I've got to admit, it's tough on the province too. With all these new technologies that coming available, it's costlier to provide medical devices for those in the province who need it. The pump company may have found flaws. Was it just to change the device to get more money? Well, the old Mio came in, I called it a golf ball. It really wasn't a golf ball. It came in a little blue kind of tube capsule. The new one is more of a tube. Okay, design features. Second of all, the tubing was attached, you just put it in. Now, it's sort of like two different things. You have to hook the reservoir up to the tubing, and then you have to put it in the pump and connect it to. I like the connection a bit more. It's not being pulled off me. Because something that happened to me, I went through a period of having high blood sugars, and I had to go over to emergency, and it's kind of ridiculous. Emergency is just down the hall from us, but they have to call an ambulance. So the ambulance got me on their stretcher, and they wheeled me through the bowels of the hospital, and we got to where we needed to go, and we were kind of out by our registration. I kind of started to tilt in the stretcher, and they kind of had to pull me up and put me back. I was wearing the old kind of design, and it did just kind of pop off. Not out of the body, but just the insertion tubing connection kind of came off. This new one has a little bit more claws, a little bit more teeth, and it holds on. I find the tubing easier to work with. The amount of time they change is identical. So I'm going to have to wait until the province, I would say, comes to their senses. But we'll be able to say, hey, okay. So we need to work with that. It's something that we have to do and have to look out for. So ideally, it would be great if we could use the tubing and go shopping for which one works the best for us. But it's not here yet. I know Medtronic pumps years ago had a different system, and they overhauled the design. And I had an old pump at the time, my first or second pump. And we held on to this for a while. Well, when this came, the old things no longer work. Excuse me. Oh. So, change is inevitable. So, don't just think if you're moving from one pump company to the next pump company that your supplies are going to work. Omnipod has a completely different system. T-Slim has a separate system. I think those are the three major pump companies in Canada. So, deal with things and learn how to do the best you can. And with that, have a great day. We'll talk later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.